Hi guys, welcome back. We are again looking at some horse racing terminology that you may not be too familiar with in the world of horse racing. We are moving on today to look at the dead heat, what a dead heat is, and how you can go about calculating your potential bet winnings and returns if you are involved in a dead heat. So dead heat is very simple. This is when two horses finish first in a particular race. Nothing can split them in a photo finish, and so therefore both horses are declared the winner of that particular contest. So I thought it'd be good to show you an example from Cheltenham in December last season. This is where Quantock Hills and Terra Firma both finished first in this particular race. So I'm just going to play you the final stages here. So you got Quantock Hills here and Terra Firma in the orange, and they both hit the line together. Obviously a photo finish was called after this particular race, and nothing could separate them on the evidence of the photo. That obviously led to a dead heat in this particular instance. You can see just how close they are just to the naked eye there, and obviously nothing could split them in the photo. So when we look at the official result, when this gets declared on track, you can see here Quantock Hills was placed first and Terra Firma was also placed first in this particular race. So when two or more selections are joint winners in an event such as this, dead heat rules apply to settle those bets. So for example, in order to work out the calculation when dead heat rules apply, you're basically dividing the total stake that you've placed by the number of participants in the dead heat. So in this example, it's 2, and then multiplying by the odds at which the bet was placed. So for example, if we were to say that you had staked £10 on Quantock Hills and you had received odds of 10 to 1 in the morning, and then you obviously had the dead heat involved where another horse obviously finished first as well. This basically means the best way of thinking of it is that two horses have won the race and you have picked one, so the total stake that you had on your bet has to be halved. So you get paid half of your stake at the full odds that you took at the time. So if you had £10 on Quantock Hills at 10 to 1 in the morning, obviously you would be expecting a return of £110. You've been involved in a dead heat here with another horse, in this case Terra Firma, so you would get paid half your stake at the full odds, so your bet returns would be £55 in total. So you'd have half your stake, which is 5, times by 10, which is the odds, plus your £5 stake on top. So it would be £55 in total. These are, I wouldn't say quite common in horse racing. They're very rare where we do get dead heats, but obviously with so many close finishes that you see most days, they can often happen. It's always best to check as well with dead heat rules when they apply what your bookmakers' stipulations and terms are. It's always best to double check that you've got the correct returns from any bets that are settled on dead heat rules. So yep, that was a little look into what a dead heat looks like, how you'd go about seeing that on a race card, and also how you'd go about making the calculation in order to work out what your returns would be if a dead heat was applied to your bet.